welcome to the Jonathan Ross Show. Let me show you who I've got in my green room this evening. We have got the controversial king of daytime telly, Mr. Jeremy Kyle is here, ladies and gentlemen. Along with him, one of Britain's finest stand-up comedians, Russell Howard. Evening, Russell. And I imagine he's still upset from losing the Eurovision gig to Bonnie Tyler. Our music tonight comes from Thom Yorke from Radiohead. Hey, Tom. How are you? And all the way from Hollywood via the USS Enterprise from the new Star Trek movie, we have Spock and Uhura, Zachary Quinto and Zoe Saldana. Wow, look, that's multitasking. Wow. Let's get on with the show, and in honour of Star Trek, we're going to try and teleport me to the desk. Now, this hasn't been done before, OK? At least not since the last time Zoe and Zachary were on a chat show, so wish me luck. Beam me up. No, hold on, this isn't right. I need to be over there, so let's try it again. Let's beam me down over to the desk. That's where I need to be. Let's try it again.
Where the hell am I? What?
Alan.
What? Where am I?
We've obviously... Our particle accelerator has obviously got tangled with your warp drive.
Oh, my God. I could get used to this.
No, you couldn't get used to this. Go back to Channel 4, where you belong.
Your audience are better looking than mine.
Yeah.
There you are.
Well, that's obviously a reflection on the host.
Anyway, if you missed my show on Friday, you can check it out Monday, Channel 4, 11:05. Come and watch a real chat show.
Beam him away. Beam him out, quickly.
No, listen, don't.
And that is acting, OK? Let's not risk it again in case we've been Piers Morgan down by mistake. Instead, let's bring out our guests in the traditional way from the new Star Trek movie. It is Zachary Quinto and Zoe Saldana. Here they are. Fabulous to have you here. Thank you so much. How gorgeous, how handsome. Come on, sit down. Let me squeeze in. Well, the whole beaming up and beaming down is more complicated than it looks.
Trust me, we know.
Yes.
Wow,
Painful too.
But it's fun and it gets you where you want to go. OK, so congratulations on the new movie, the new Star Trek movie. Is it called Into the Darkness?
Into Darkness, yeah.
Into Darkness. It's out on May the 9th over here. I've seen it already. I loved it. I loved the first one as well. And it still, I guess, must be quite daunting for you guys being in something which has such a loyal following and has such a fan base that goes back so many years.
Yeah,
Yes.
almost 50 now.
Wow.
And what's a gift is to know that you are reprising roles that were part of a show that represented such a beautiful message.
Diversity and coming together. And
peace.
Gene Roddenberry, who was really a visionary in the 60s and used his show as a way to reflect back at society. So many topics that really people weren't able to talk about then, you know. The first interracial kiss was on Star Trek, you know, and you have this crew that represents such an amalgam of people coming together for the betterment of humanity. I think he was at heart really an optimist who had true faith in what we're capable of for the good, and it's nice to be a part of something like that.
And we get to see sexy women painted green.
Yeah.
So there were no losers in that.
It's a win-win, trust me.
But playing Spock, I mean, obviously, Uhura, a hugely important character, and we'll talk about her a bit, but Spock, of course, was such a kind of well-loved character and so well-defined and so unique in his way. And I know that Leonard Nimoy was kind of involved in approving you for the role.
Yeah, he did have consultation approval, which means that I had to have his blessing going into the experience. I was the first of us to get the job, and he was a big part of that. So, and he and I have become so close. I love him, and
he's super cool.
Really
he's
cool.
So cool.
Yeah, really cool.
I can see why you get the part, because not only are you a fabulous actor, but also you kind of do already look like him, don't you?
There's a resemblance.
Even
it's
without
true.
the makeup, and your ears are kind of trying to get into a point. You can feel them.
They're trying like the reverse way. I feel like they're pointing around the bottom.
Trust me, the compassion that this second time around I have for Zach when we were shooting, because to know that you have to like shave your eyebrows, and for 4 months while you're shooting this movie, Zach would have to shave his eyebrows and leave them shaved for like 4 to 6 months.
6 months this time.
And it was just grueling on him.
Yeah.
Well, because you can't. No, it's hard.
Well,
you can't even go to the movies without people looking at you going, what's his deal?
I think we should do a benefit concert for Zachary for the ordeal he's suffered, because
it's so hard.
That's giving above and beyond. That's inhumane. Okay, it's nice having you on together, because I know you've known each other for a while, but of course, in the new kind of mythology of Star Trek, you guys are lovers. Or I guess they're kind of heading that way if they're not already.
No, we've been in a relationship. Spock and Uhura have been in a relationship since the first movie, at least.
Yeah. But do you know are you told how far the relationship's gone?
I don't.
They're definitely having sex.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Actually, that's not true, because Vulcans don't have sex except for every 7 years.
No, they can only breed
human.
every 7 years.
All
My
right,
mom told me.
Oh. So I got to keep her satisfied.
That's gonna be some big night every 7 years.
Well, you know, I work really hard.
How come your mum knows more about him having sex than you do?
No, because my mom used to watch Star Trek when she was growing up in the Caribbean, and back then it was dubbed, and she used to watch it with her grandpa, and it was called Viaje a las Estrellas. So when she knew that I was up for the role of Uhura, my mom was just like, Zoe, you have to take it. This is amazing, and now you get to be in love with Spock. He's the sexiest character in the show. That's my mom.
Your mum was in West Side Story, wasn't she?
No. She liked West Side Story. She thought she was Rita Moreno, though.
So you were raised in the Dominican Republic, is that right? So Spanish is your kind of first tongue, I guess.
It was my first language. It's so funny because my sisters and I have a joke, and we reference it to Chinatown. You know, when they say it's my sister, my mother, it's like, oh, so English is your first language? It's English. It's Spanish. It's because you keep always jumping. Like whenever you hit a wall and I don't know what to say, I usually say.
Coño. Coño.
That means shit. That means everything.
It's a handy word
when
to remember.
When you're mad,
then.
you go coño. When something's good, you're like coño.
Wow.
Yeah, so coño's like everything.
When you flub your lines, you go coño.
I don't think there's a word in English which covers every eventuality.
No, that's true. No, we should come up with one though.
I think so. Yeah.
Let's have a look at the clip. I know you're dying to see this. I'm lucky I've seen the movie already. I'm going to go and see it again pretty soon. It opens next Thursday here all over the country. This is Star Trek Into Darkness.
I feel like my voice...
Because if you had sucked on helium.
Yeah, it sounds as though I've been inhaling helium. It sounds like my voice is really higher.
Well, you are in a tight spacesuit. Maybe that's what's going on.
That's spacesuit.
But let me ask you about your clothing, because you are in an outfit so tight. I mean, it's not quite as tight as something I saw Cher wearing, looking at some pictures last week, but it doesn't leave a lot to the imagination. I guess, are they restrictive? Is it difficult to perform in that?
You mean the wetsuit that I have in that scene? It was definitely a wetsuit, so it was made with the material of wetsuits. But you needed baby powder and 4 people to help me put it on and zip it up, and then...
And I bet it was hard finding volunteers, wasn't it?
You know what was hard? Was getting water. Because when I was on the set, I would ask for water, and nobody would get it for me because they didn't want me to go pee. Because that meant that they would all have to come and unzip me and take it off, and I would have to... And it was a very mean...
We'll add that to the benefit. We'll add that to the concert that you pulled together for.
So it's a benefit for shaved eyebrows and risking thrush or whatever.
Oh my God, it seems like, oh my God, that's so lame. Why is she complaining? You guys, when you're working like 18-hour days, it's really hard.
But you know, you should do.
No one would get me water.
You have to pee, and you just can I please? Can I get some water? And you're so parched.
You're just meant to let it go, though. In a wetsuit, you're meant to pee in wetsuit.
That's right. And that's what started happening. So for the rest of us, it was a nightmare.
Yeah, but that's how mean. Nobody told me about that.
Yeah, but number ones only. Okay, you don't want to. One final thing before we go to a break, and the guys are going to stick around. We're going to talk about the break. I want to say the whole Spock hand thing. That's plagued me all my life. I've always wanted to be able to do that, just to snap into it. And some people seem to do it, some people can't. Could you always do it, or did you learn?
No, I did have to actually spend some time conditioning my hand. Before I started shooting the first movie.
Didn't you tape it one time?
I put rubber bands around these 2 fingers and drove around Los Angeles going like this.
Wow.
So that I could, because I couldn't do it at first, but I've got it in the end.
Oh, did you do it in the left hand then? You were doing it left-handed?
Yeah, I do it left-handed.
You don't do it right-handed?
I'm left-handed. Yeah, I can kind of do it on the right hand, not as well. I'm more like you on my right hand.
You can't do it on the right hand at all. What are you talking about? That's the most pathetic Spock hand I've ever seen in my life.
Well, good thing you're not playing it, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh, well, hang on. Oh, the shade. Okay, let's have a look in the green room. Jeremy, can you do it? Because you...
Oh, nice!
Wow, hold on. That's pretty good. You're doing a weird thing.
You look like a Vulcan rapper.
Yeah. Yeah. No gang signs. Okay, Russell, you
Nice.
can do with that one, but that one, no. See?
You look like you're a bad mime artist, is what you're doing. Trapped in a box. Tom's got it going. Yeah. My shizzle. OK, before we go to the break, I wanted to ask Zachary something, whether he would do something for us, because obviously I read up on the guests, and I read that one of the things you learned while you were filming, and to fill the time, I guess it was, you learned how to play the banjo.
In a manner of speaking.
That's a tough instrument to master,
It's a tough one, yeah, and I haven't by any means mastered it.
How long have you been learning the banjo?
Since July.
Oh, so not that long?
Not that long, no.
OK.
Oh, my God.
We've got a banjo here. We always keep a banjo on the set. But it's got it's a nice sound, the banjo,
It's a great
isn't it?
sound, yeah.
OK, so I'm going to give you this.
Oh, you are?
And ask you whether you wouldn't mind playing us something when we come back from the break.
All right,
so if you want to warm your fingers up.
Thanks.
OK? And we're going to take a break now, but when we come back, Zachary and Zoe will still be in. Hopefully, Zachary will be playing something for us on the banjo, so don't go away.